Caribbean Sea. With a good old captain named Sir John Compton. For years, sailed smooth and free. But sadly, Sir John Compton passed away. His team lost election that day, and the mantle passed over to Kelly and Team Labour. My blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I say that ball. If you hear it, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. The oil pressure really low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know. We don't know. The St. Lucia, oh, she was a beauty. With feet years that few surpassed. And in her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailors' needs. But labor was overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow, causing scandal and row. Now things look dull. She's at a lull. She could barely sit on a hull. Half we balling. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. I say no. Captain, you tell me what to do. The St. Lucia, in her day of sailing, she was a friend, a true friend to one and all. And in her day, she sailed majesty.
Welcome to the Caribbean American News Media Show, your premier destination for in-depth coverage, engaging discussions, and entertaining segments showcasing the rich tapestry of Caribbean American culture. Join us as we explore a wide range of topics, from current events and community spotlights to arts, music, cuisine, and more. Our show features exclusive interviews with influencers, artists, community leaders, and everyday heroes who are making a difference in the Caribbean American community. Stay informed and inspired with our thought-provoking segments that highlight the diversity, resilience, and creativity within our community. Tune into the Caribbean American News Media Show for a captivating blend of news, entertainment, and storytelling that celebrates the Caribbean American experience. Get ready to discover new perspectives, celebrate successes, and connect with the heartbeat of the Caribbean American community. Don't miss a moment of the action. Stay tuned to Caribbean American.
You are viewing Caribbean American News Media on YouTube and on Facebook. You can also find us on 360 Radio. Your host for tonight is Garfield Oliver. Let's get to work.
All right, a special good night to all our viewers here on Caribbean American News Media Platform, folks. It's a Tuesday. It is Tuesday, not a Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and it is 8:22 in the Eastern Caribbean and some parts of the world. In my area, it is 7:22 p.m. I just want to wish all a beautiful evening. Thank you for being here with us. And for those of you viewing via GVD TV, that is channel 115, thank you so much for being here with our GVD family. And for those of you who are on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel, we want to welcome you to Caribbean American News Media Platform. This is where it goes down, the news that you report. I just want to inform you that our number, or our official number, it is back up and running. It is 929-586-1821. Those of you who would have been sending your messages, we just got the device up and running, so you can always continue doing that. You can submit your news reports and concerns over to that platform, 929-586-1821. But greetings to all our viewers. Greetings to Sotter in Dennery, who is viewing the platform with his family. Greetings to all our friends over there in Dennery, the Dennery United Workers Party constituency branch. I want to greet you folks there, Dennery North and Dennery South. Those of you in Soufre, Grosillet, Bouton, and Limere. I try to call all the names. I'm still try to get myself together, folks, with all the names. We also have Miku, we have Mamiku, we have Poile. We also have those viewing from up the Mon, Castries, or in the basin of St. Lucia, that is the main capital, Castries. We want to welcome you here to the platform. Great to have all of you. I feel fresh, I feel new, and I feel excited to see all of you here tonight. My mother, Dr. Fletcher, is on. She is on. I know she was not well, but we thank God for his mercies towards us. And for all those of you who were not sick, my friend Cleo, thank you so much. We have Angelique, and let me just go through some of the names. Veronica, Maria, these folks are faithful. They're always there. And Jean France is there, my family. Look, my partner over there in Canada, Norenzia, greetings to you. Mary, greetings. Let me see. Mary, Sakafet, Mary. Folks, please share the live. And to my friend and sister and her husband and family, Sister Sylvia, over on our YouTube channel, I want to greet you. Thank you for being with us, Sylvie. I miss all of you, Gloriana, and our YouTube tubers. Greetings. Please share the live as you join the platform, folks. We got to share the live, and we are also, I believe, we are also over there on the United Workers Party link. Thank you so much to the technicians over there who have uplinked the program to the official party's site. Really appreciate it very much. And so we're going to get to work, friends. Let me just share something with you before. And again, I want to thank the technicians over on GVD TV, and I want to congratulate Vitus, the owner of GVD TV, and his family for their achievement, the award that you received. Congratulations to you, sir. And also condolences to you on the loss of your family, Mr. Edme Celestin. But to all of you folks, I appreciate you being here with us. So we're going to get to work, friends. Let us just start on a spiritual note. I want to share with you from the book of 2 Timothy 3, 1-5, from the King James Version of the Holy Bible. And it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." Verse number 2, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure." And the one that really captured me, friends, it is the one that is false accusers. Let me say to you, you will be accused falsely, but you be of good cheer. You stand on the pinnacle of truth and righteousness, that what is right. And once people falsely accuse you, you just allow God to vindicate you. Don't fight those battles, friends. Those battles are not yours. The battle is the Lord's. Anytime there is injustice, friends, anytime there is untruthfulness and unrighteousness, that battle is the Lord's. It's not yours. People will turn against you, your neighbors, your family, folks that you once loved and walk with. They will say the worst things about you. But I want to encourage you tonight to just let God fight that battle. You just say, God, I can't deal with it. You deal with it on my behalf. He says, vengeance is mine. I will repay. So, folks, I just wanted to share that with you to encourage someone, because we are living in a society, friends, where people just hate you for nothing. People are just evil towards you for nothing. People conspire for nothing. There's a whole sort of nastiness, folks, in the society, and many of you will be affected by it. Unlike me, you might react, but you just stay strong. Be anchored in truth. Stand on truth, friends. And when you would have shared a lie and you receive the truth, share that truth. Don't stay on that lie. Don't stand on that lie. A lie is false foundations. It is sandy foundations. And when the wind comes and the wave comes, my friends, that will sink. You will sink. So allow yourselves to be anchored on the solid rock of righteousness, truth, and justice. And let us do our best, friends, to live peaceable with all men, if possible. There are times it's not possible. There are times you'll have to move out. There are times you'll have to leave people. There are times you'll have to leave organizations. There are times you'll have to leave groups. Sometimes you'll have to leave folks that you love in order, friends, for you to really be settled in truth so that your mind can be free. So I just wanted to share these beautiful gems with you. And so just with all that, we're going to get straight into the bouillon of our discussion tonight. Tonight is open mic. You want to call? I want you to call. I want to hear from you, friends. Okay, 929-586-182. Did I have the right number? 1829. Is that the right number for Caribbean American News? 1821. No, I knew we had the wrong number up, folks. Just give me a minute. Let's get that number rectified immediately. So the last number, and those of you who have the number, you need to guide me. I'm getting old, all right? 1821 is the number. 1821. And so we got that up. Okay, please confirm somebody that we have the right number, 929-586-1821. Okay, as I said, I'm getting old, and well, as you get older, you start losing your marbles, cuckoo, and so you got to just sleep well, eat well, and love everybody. Love your enemies, love those who hate you. But we got to straight to work, friends. All right, so most of you would have heard, and I just want to clear the air. Most of you would have heard the attempt to share dirty laundry in public. I want to say this, friends, as a people, we must learn to be private. We must learn to know when to share and know when not to share. We must know when to speak. Wisdom would dictate to us, friends, that there's a time and there is also a place for everything under the sun. Some of you would not put out your personal issues out there. For instance, a divorce, some nastiness that you would have done. No, you want that to be in the closet. But when other people fall, when other people are in issues, then you want to broadcast, you want to push it out there. I want to remind you, folks, we must, as we grow in wisdom. We grow in wisdom. Yeah, in wisdom, which means that there are certain things that should not be in public. And I would advise our listeners to be very wise. I don't want my platform to be used as a tool where people want to share their gripes with this one and that one. I don't want it. Yes, we'll be here sometimes and there's some hot stuff that we'll discuss. But what I try to do here, friends, is to unite people so that they can focus on that in which affects you and your family. All right? Organizations will have issues. Homes will have issues. Churches will have issues. But there's a time and place for everything. And so I discourage the idea of people just calling and saying this about, I don't want nobody to call me and tell me the United Workers' Party is bad. If you want to tell me that, tell me in private. No, not my show. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste the broadcast, people's time to come here and try to undo what we're trying to do. So I'm asking us to refocus. And anytime you hear nastiness about the inside, folks, deal with it on the inside. All right? There's nastiness everywhere. There's foolishness everywhere. but not on this platform. All right? So if you're going to call me to ask me about flabbercockers, about this caucus, all the caucus are good as far as I'm concerned. All of them are UWPs, and all of them are getting ready to go out there and do what they got to do to remove the foot of the SLP off of the backs of the people. All right? So I don't want that over here, not on my show. Okay? All right. Not yet. Don't call us yet. All right. So let's get to work, friends. Okay. Let's get to work. We're not going to put any stumbling block in the path of our party or officials. Let you can faire magie. No kai couiller yo. No kai dire yo can faire magie. Mais let nous dire yo can faire magie. Ou pas kaitan. Ou pas savent. Mais nous ha dit yo c'est magie yo can faire que yo ne pour doubout que ne pour charger. All right. Anyway, moi fin exam. Moi body encore ça. So let's go on with the people's business. Now, let me just go over to a clip. I have a clip here that I really want you to look at. This is from the some promo here from the United Workers Party. Let's go.
At the SLP's Conference of Delegates in Vieux-Fort, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre made a desperate attempt to rewrite history.
You will remember that the United Workers Party only gave COVID support to NIC contributors.
This claim is absolutely false. The truth? In July 2020, under the UWP administration, 5,000 St. Lucians who were non-contributors of NIC received $500 per month for 3 months to help them survive the pandemic. Prime Minister Pierre knows the facts, yet he chose to lie to the nation. Why? To mislead and divide. St. Lucia deserves a leader who values integrity, one who speaks the truth, not one who tries to twist it. Pierre, pardon. We need real leadership, not deception.
Say la challenge new year. All right. I just wanted to show you that's where our challenge is. All right, folks. But thank you so much. Please share the live and tag a friend. Everybody needs to be on the Caribbean American News tonight. All right. Again, my friends, Soto in Dennery. Good night to you and the family, my friend. Good night to you. May God bless you. All right. So, I wanted to address the cost of living in the country. And I also want to look at the airport development and some other little stuff. But I really want to give you the time to call because a lot of things have been happening that I am not up to date on because I was in training for the elections here in the United States. Then I'm also in training with the Department of Education here in New York. And then we also have selection of officers for the church. And then there's a whole set of stuff that is happening around at the same time. And I'm also trying to help my party as much as I can. All right. I am a spiritual advisor. That's my role. And therefore, you'll ask me, why are you here? Why are you talking about these things? Because I'm a spiritual advisor. And I take my responsibility very seriously, and that's exactly what I will do. All right? Lemo advise the lebun kai fashi, yokai, all kind of shit, but it is what it is. You know, when the man of God is sent to do a mission, he does that mission without fear, without trembling, without favor or friendship or anything else. That's what he does, yeah? And let the chip fall where it may. He who have a there to hear, kite koute. Si pa vle koute se zave doi, lay desan plat don plat a te, I pa kay vi ak dimbo again. So, you deal with whatever stubbornness you have to deal with. Pa vi ni moyen. Pa mwen. According to don't come for me. Anyway, that was just a light moment. Don't bend yourself out of shape, folks. You know I have a lot of light moments because we're a family, Caribbean American News family. All right. Okay, so let's get to work. I'm a little concerned about some developments there in St. Lucia. The cost of living, I'm very concerned about it. There is something that I observed for the past 2 weeks here in the United States, and that is the cost of living and the food prices in this country, the gas prices. What I realize is that the price of gasoline at the pumps, it's dropping dropping. Now I got to look into it to see why why the gas prices, since after the elections, the gas prices just keep dropping. It is $2.70 something now. I can almost fill my tank with $50 gas or $40 something gas. Yes, the cost, and it feels good at the pump at this time, but I have a concern for the small developing countries like St. Lucia. The gas price there in your country, it is stubbornly stubborn. It is not moving. And all of us can agree, whether you're SOP or UWP, that something is wrong at our pumps. Don't tell me that the pumps are rusty and they're stuck and you can't adjust the price. It goes only one way, up, and it does not go down. So I'm very concerned about that. Why am I concerned about that? Because the gas of price affects everything else in your country, whether you believe it or not. Whether you drive or not, the price of gas will affect you. Yes, my friends, you cannot get away from the effect of high gas price in your country. At the grocery store, the bus fares going to Castries or going to Vieux Fort or Gros Islet, it's going to affect you at some point, you know? And I'm really concerned. I'm telling you, there's just this burden. When I go to the pump and I see how I'm happy, I am happy. And then I'm hearing you guys are still suffering after 3 years. You guys are still suffering with high gas price, and we are enjoying all these, you know, this beautiful decrease in the price of gas. And then you can go to BJ's by me here, have their own gas station. So you have your BJ's card, you go there, you get the gas even cheaper. You can get it for $2.60 something. And it seems to be by the end of this month, you might get it for $2.50. That's a steal here in the United States for gas. All right. So, but let's also look at food price. I came across a video, and let's go over to this video. It's about the cost of living at the supermarket. Now look at this, $26, $29 for, that's $30, that little bottle. $11 for a $2 drink, or $3 drink here. Now, one of those yogurt here in the United States, it's about 50-something cents, 60-something cents. But folks, you don't need that. Put that down, you don't need that. But I want you to look at the prices. Those yogurt, you see $3.50 for one. Those are 60 cents. Now remember, Remember, the exchange rate is 270 for the 1 US. Silk is $26.20. Look, you have one for $18.95. I'm just giving you an idea, folks, what is happening to the people in the country. Sometimes we stay here in the United States and we talk, we beat our mouth sometimes, but we don't truly understand, especially those of you who have never gone back to your country in 40 years. You don't know what they're going through. These people are being brutalized at the supermarket. $31.34. So, old lady walking with a bag alone.
And everything is so... Can we talk about
Do not tell Samuel things that cheap, okay?
Okay, because they're not budget at all?
No.
Oh! Okay.
And I believe this is at Marcy Supermarket. Shed a life, tiger friend. Folks, when I open the line, I need to hear from you. What is going on at the supermarket shelves? Ubabu's a pork, it is that. $17.89. Look, $14.16 of chicken wings. As a matter of fact, I think this is last year. It's worse now. Because while I was there, it was a disaster. I went to these supermarkets myself. The girl don't even have a bag or a basket or a trolley. Mauvais bagay, mauvais courant. Tout ces bagailles ça c'est cochonnerie. Ils ont pas pour acheter ces bagailles ça corn in bag $29.95. Ils ont pas pour ces bagailles ça go I plant corns up. Go and plant corn. You all have backyards. $29.95 a bag of corn. 4 corns. You have 6 for $16.60. Cleo says it's on sale for $3.99, $4. Annually. So pas ni pour me ese bagay sa, pas toucher. Go and get sugar, egg, and flour, and you can make the same waffles. Mede sa te, $16.95. Ou ba pou ese bagay sa. Now this is from last year. This is what the people of St. Lucia go through. What are you doing there? You don't need those things. $20. C'est pareil ça qu'il choisit, pas bye. Thank you for being here with your family on the YouTube channel. But why do you need to take a loan to buy these things? Why? I'm not sure if Farron's Dairy is cheaper. Is that Farron's Dairy? No. I don't know. That's right, Joe. Make your own ice cream. You guys got to start doing your own stuff. Look at how they're killing you folks there. This is not this year price, folks. Don't fool yourself. This year it's worse. Ash, don't die in the supermarket, please. Because if you die, it's more expensive to bury you, so stay alive, it's cheaper. $18.10 for toothpaste. You don't have to use blue soap to brush your teeth soon. Look at the price. $17.95, $15.75. So it's cheaper to just wash it, then you're down. $15.75. Toothpaste. Think about you having a family of 6. So it looks like it's cheaper to just wash it down. Look at that. $27 for a roll-on. So leo passe like moon ka satya kadi you what am I? Anyway, go ahead, I'm listening. When people walking around the place smelling like smoked herring, then you know, you understand. $27 for a roll-on. But this I tell Papoose is that $58, $60 for a little bottle of something. Share a life tiger friend. Anyway, let's get back. Let's bring it back to me. But folks, that is what our people go through in this country. Huh? And the sad thing about cost of living is that the prices that we're seeing in this country, it don't have to be so, you know. Because remember the 2.5% that the government placed on stuff, on services and items in the country, goods and services, they said to you that no, it should not affect food. But then how do you put a 2.5% compounded tax on services and supplies, but you do not expect that the supermarkets will be impacted by your 2.5%? How is it possible that you can think that? You understand what I'm saying? But our people are suffering now. When we say that our people are suffering, some of the surrogates said, well, where they're suffering, people are suffering, everything is booming, everybody have work. But I suspect that a lot of people who have work are those who had work. Are those who are not in the lower class. When I say lower class, in those struggling homes, these are individuals who had major contracts in the country, moved from one ministry to the other, the cousin and the auntie and the daddy and mommy get employed in the same office? Of course, things would be good for them. They can buy anything they want at the supermarket. But the truth of the matter is, friends, and I'm very much aware of it, that there are families in the country and there are families who are listening to this program who understand what I'm saying, that it is not easy. It is not easy to eat and to live in St. Lucia. I don't care what you tell me. These are real people that we're talking about, real families. And my problem is that we do not spend a lot of time on the cost of living in this country. We spend a lot of time on everything else, on the mapui, on all the nastiness, but we spend less time talking about the cost of food in our supermarkets. And I'm telling you, no government should allow any supermarket to just come into their country and just drop prices on people like that. Our governments are elected to protect our people. So our food basket should be much bigger. Our food basket that is controlled, price controlled, should be much bigger. But when you hear that bread goes up because flour is going up, then I say to you, friends, and I tell you the honest truth, don't tell me about wheat issue in Russia and all those places. There is no reason for the government not to be able to subsidize flour for the citizens so that they can maintain the price of bread for families. There is no reason why you can't do it, because if you can find $1 million for this one, another million for this rasta, another one for this, and all these millions spreading around, you can concentrate on easing the pressure at the supermarket for the citizens of the country. You spend millions of dollars in Carnival and Bacchanal. You waste millions of dollars traveling all over the place, doing nothing, bringing back nothing but smoke. And every time you travel, everything in the country gets more expensive. Every time you leave and come back, there's a price increase. So there is no reason why, as far as I'm concerned, that the government cannot or could not have maintained the cost or keep the cost of bread down. Brethren, I believe what I just said that to you, I believe it with all my heart. I believe it with all my heart that there is absolutely no excuse for the cost of bread going up. And like I said, if you can find millions of dollars to do everything else that are not that important to the people, not that detrimental to the citizens, then I believe you can do it. And don't talk about health care. But we'll get there. Let's take a break. We'll be right back, folks.
At Palette Pleasure, located Ogier Vieux Fort, we take pride in our ability to cater to a wide range of events and occasions, whether it's a joyous celebration like a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or graduation, or a more somber gathering such as a funeral or first communion. We are dedicated to providing exquisite culinary offerings to suit each unique event. Our diverse menu includes offerings such as funeral treat boxes and treat boxes for all other occasions, ensuring that we can provide comfort and support during difficult times, as well as enhance the festivities during happier moments. In addition, we offer prepackaged meals designed for all occasions, ensuring that the food at your event is not only delicious but also convenient. Call us today at 758733335 for your finger-licking and palatable foods.
And folks, we are back again. We are broadcasting via channel 115, that is GVD TV, Flow channel and also Facebook, YouTube, and we are also thanking the United Workers' Party team for having us on the page tonight. So let's go over to your calls. I'm going to take some calls now. Let's take calls. I want to hear from you, the citizens. Don't be shy. Some of you, I don't understand. You catching your tail and you refuse to speak. Talk. Call the number, man. 929-586-1821. Tell us, what is your squeeze? What is going on with you in the country? I need to know. I want to know that I'm not just talking up here, just saying things that somebody tells me. I want to hear from you. How are you coping with the cost of living in your country? And I'm going to ask you, are you better off now than you were then? Was it easier for you to get to the supermarket and go home with some groceries? Or do you find it more difficult at this moment? I want to know from you, all right? And again, to my friend, Brother Soto, God bless you. I'm keeping you in my prayer. Folks, I want to hear from you. Again, 929-586-1821. We are not on the regular, on our 347 number. We are on the 929-586-1821 number. That's the regular line that we normally have open there. Okay, so let me just read some of the comments of our viewers until the phone line comes through, and that is Flame Flubber says, we have two prime ministers. Richard is the real prime minister. PJP is for the show window. Wow. It was what you all operated there, Valmo or Valto? What is that? It reminds me back in the days, right? There was a song that said there are two ministers running the country, Kenny and Tony. I remember that song as a young boy. Kenny and Tony, two ministers running the country. Mercy, mercy, mercy. All right, so let's see here. Fawn says St. Lucia should be ashamed to call PGP a prime minister in 2024. If PGP is a PM, well, we as a people have to do some deep soul searching, because it ain't looking good for us as a people. It ain't looking good for us. All right, let me see here. Again, 929-586-1821 is the number that will get you live on the air, and I believe we have our first call coming into the system. Caribbean American News Media, you're on the air, caller. How are you?
Good night, Brother Garfield.
Yes, my friend. Greetings to you. Long time.
Yes, well, welcome back.
It's good to be back.
There is a little feedback, but it's okay.
Oh, I got the feedback. Go ahead. I got you.
Yeah, it was echoing. Okay, yeah, that's better.
Thank you.
Brother Garfield, like, people don't want to talk about the supermarket. They're afraid. I'm not,
I want to hear.
Brother Garfield, going shopping right now, I've got to choose what I'm buying for the week, what I'm preparing for the week. That's what I'm preparing, or for the week or 2 weeks. Before, I would go to the supermarket and just walk with my trolley and just put things in there, go to the check out, and go home. Right now, I've got to watch every black dime, or every white dime, or every silver dime, or every dollar. Every penny counts, Brother Garfield. Because when I go to the petrol station, I'm paying $16.50 per gallon of fuel, when fuel on the world market is at an all-time low of, $67 to $70 per barrel of oil? Are we paying $16.50 at the pump?
Hold a minute, $16.50.
Yes.
And we are paying $2.72.
So you're literally paying about $6, $6 something, under $7.
Yep.
In $80, and we are paying double that plus.
And you tell me something is not wrong with your leaders in that country?
I want somebody to tell Everesta Shamari there is a young lady from St. Lucia calling his name on a talk show, on a program, Caribbean American News Media. Everesta, where are you? Back then, when it was the Alan Shaftney administration, the UWP administration, we heard Everesta every day singing songs, crying that the price of fuel was too high when it was capped at $13 and I think 75 or 95 cents. Okay, and back then, a barrel of oil was about 130 US dollars, 125 US dollars. Right now, a barrel of oil is at 67 to 70 US dollars, and we're paying $4 more.
Let me ask you, Colin, I want to have an exchange with you. On the United Workers' Party, what was the cost? What was the price? Of gas? Was it the cost of gas? Was it that high?
No, the price of a barrel of fuel on the world market was about $130, $125, $130, $135. However, a gallon of fuel in St. Lucia was being sold for $13 and 95 or 75 or 95 cents. $13. Let's say 13. Let's go high. $13.95 per gallon,
which is reasonable still.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was capped, but a barrel of oil on the world market was twice the price of what it is right now.
Oh wow, this is news to me.
So SLP, Philip JP is capitalizing on the money from 2021 when he came in. They forgot what the pass-through mechanism was. They forgot. They spoke of the pass-through mechanism.
Somebody just confirmed. Hold a minute, caller. Somebody just confirmed. And St. Rose is saying that the highest on the United Workers' Party was $13.50.
Right. So $13.50. I even went higher. You see? I even went a little higher.
Okay.
I went almost $14. And the price on the world market for a barrel was about $130. Right now, Brother Garfield is $67, $68, $70 per barrel of oil. Why are we paying $16.50 per gallon of fuel at the pumps? Where is the pass-through mechanism?
Is there one?
They marched. They marched to lower the price of fuel when fuel was double the price on the world market and was capped at $13.50 or $13.75 or whatever by the UWP administration. Right now, fuel is much lower on the world market and we're paying much more for it. This man is collected so much money in fuel. It is not even funny. When Philip JP told us a few years ago he had collected $70 million in excess. Does anybody remember that? Does anyone remember a few years ago Philip JP told us he had collected $70 million in excess? Was there a reason for the 2.5% levy, and I call it the reoccurring levy, right, of 2.5 that he put on us if he was collecting monies in excess from fuel?
But saying all this, right, caller?
That make sense.
Saying all this, let me ask the bus drivers through you. Are you bus drivers better off now with 16, how much? 16.50 a gallon when under the United Workers' Party you're paying $13.95 or $13.50? Are you better off now than then? Now that's the question. Now, if you can say to me or to my caller that yes, you are better off, then God bless you. Go ahead, caller.
We are no better off with the price of fuel. Everything in that was as soon as Philip J. assumed office, he raised the price of fuel. That made everything else in. The cost of making bread went up. The cost of refrigerating your goods in a restaurant went up. The cost of refrigerating the supermarket goods went up. The cost of electricity running in the supermarkets went up.
So
the cost of everything went up.
Right. So let's look at right. So let's look at the bus. So you said the cost of bus went up under the St. Lucia Labour Party.
No. The cost of bus fare, I think, went up by just a few cents.
And the
under
bread.
The St. Lucia Labour Party.
And the bread.
Yes. And the cost of bread, because the fuel cost caused everything. It's a domino effect. You're cooking your bread in a gas oven. You're using fuel. You're using gas. The gas is more expensive. What do you do with your bread? You sell it at the same price or you sell it a little higher so people and the customer will pay for your increase in what you had to pay for. But the cost of salaries never went up. Now listen to something else that I'm going to say that's going to have everybody's mouths drop open.
Mm-hmm.
Philip J. came with a $16.30 whatever cents or 60 or whatever cents per hour people must pay for employment. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
The lowest in the Caribbean, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
However, what has happened since it was implemented is that business places increase the cost of their goods and services once again to be able to foot that $6.50 per hour salary that they have to pay people because they were paying some people a little less.
Wow.
Are you with me?
So.
Oh, Brother Garfield.
So hold a minute. So after what it is, livable wage or minimum wage?
That's minimum wage.
Okay.
That's not a livable wage. You cannot live on this.
You can't live on it, right?
Per hour.
So after the minimum wage was introduced to St. Lucians, you're saying that the cost of doing business or the cost of just living, eating, went up.
Yes. Yes, because now you have to pay your workers.
Mm-hmm.
Those workers you're paying $5 per hour, you've got to pay them $1.50 or how much more per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Gotcha.
So that cost now has been passed on to the consumer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the way of whatever goods and services are being sold to the consumer now, plus the 2.5 recurring tax.
So you would say, right, that the economy of St. Lucia is basically crashing for the regular John Q public.
Let us say for the middle class.
For the middle class.
Middle class is not rich. Middle class is not rich.
Do you have a middle class in St. Lucia now?
Well, it is deteriorating since all of this, everything has increased.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything has increased, Brother Garfield. Mm-hmm. Now, what has also happened is that there's going to be an effect that is going to cause something at that $6.50. $6.50 per hour should never have been the minimum wage in St. Lucia. I will tell you why. Because you can't live off $1,100 a month. A one-bedroom apartment alone is $1,500, $1,300. Okay? How are you living off $1,100 a month? How? How is that possible? Now, what's going to happen is there are certain business places that are probably going to now send people home so you can hire school leavers and pay them $650. So these people, they were paying $2,000 a month. They'll probably get rid of them and hire new school leavers, right? So you're putting out what you were paying more, a decent salary, to hire somebody to pay them $1,100 a month. What do you expect this is going to have on our economy? Just watch.
Yeah.
The only people collecting monies in all of this, Brother Garfield, is the people heading the government of St. Lucia. They are the ones collecting that money. And unfortunately, that money is not circulating back into the economy.
Yeah.
Because there's absolutely nothing going on in St. Lucia.
Yeah, but
St. Lucians are becoming broke to pay the government taxes.
yeah, but thank you so much. I have another call coming. I want to hear from as much individual, but thank you so much. Calling you on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Hello, Brother Garfield.
Yes, sir. Caribbean American News. You're on the air, sir.
How are you doing, Brother Garfield? I hope all is well with you and your family. It's been a while. I haven't called the show.
Man, listen to me. I almost sent the FBI for you.
I'm there, Brother Garfield.
God bless you, man.
SFP wouldn't there. SFP cannot have me.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
What I want to talk about, Brother Garfield, the opposition leader a few weeks ago spoke on the podium in one of his town hall meetings, particularly about the Orange March.
Yeah.
And I'm very delighted because I have been on a campaign since day one with the Philip JP administration that I brought up many scenarios for you. And we have to know, a lot of people will say, well, let us focus on what is happening in St. Lucia. Yes. But we live in a global community. And who are our friends and who we do business with can affect everything like the lady was speaking about. Right?
Yeah.
So my campaign has been simple from day one, from time the Richard Frederick getting many files to the police, the commissioner with the sexual allegations, you know, and all the different things that Alan Shastney and the opposition called on for those ministers to resign, Minister of National Security, Ministers of Home Affairs. You know, so I do not want to get into too much details because for me, we have already surpassed that wave. We're on a new wave. That new wave is now we have a new president in Washington, which is Donald Trump. And at the same time, Donald Trump is not a friend of Philip J. Pierre because Philip J. Pierre is good friends with Maduro, and he do recognize the Maduro government. But if you remember 4 years ago, Donald Trump had placed sanctions on the Maduro government.
That's right.
So that is a slap in the face already. We have lost bananas from the English market. Our healthcare system has crashed. The economy is not. The lady said the economy is going to crash. The economy has already crashed.
But Cole, let me ask
what
you why.
Going to recognize him.
Sorry, I don't interrupt you, but why every time we have an SLP administration, there is always a decline. There is always a squeeze on the poor families in this country. Why? I'm just curious.
Because you see, yes, I'll give it to you in a brief lesson of history again. SLP is a socialist government. A socialist government meaning that the ideals was the fundamental ideals was based on communism. And if you remember, during the Cold War, there was a Soviet Union. There was the USA. That system doesn't work. The laissez-faire system those guys trying to bring about, it doesn't work. That is the same thing that happened to the Labour Party in England many years ago. Under the former Labour Party, because they believe that they come up with a system where they centralize everything and they're the ones supposed to be giving the work, they're the ones supposed to be giving all the things. And it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a system where it is free for all, like what we believe in, conservative by teaching them how to fish, go out there and become a citizen that contributing to the greater economy.
Yeah.
So just like the Soviet Union crash, you remember when the Soviet Union crashed?
Mm-hmm.
The system, the socialist system, just like the Social Labour Party system will always crash because those guys' policies and their beliefs in the comradism and the comrades are supposed to be getting everything first and then the people after, and they seem like they're the kings now, they're in charge now. So it is a whole system that has been brought about for many, many years ago. But you see, as the United Workers' Party, we always revolve around the times that we're living in. The SLP never revolved around those times. It's still stuck in the Kenny Anthony era. It's still stuck in that comradism, that socialism ideas. That is why you see them partnering up with Maduro, because Maduro is another socialist government, which it has crashed as well.
We also had a major crash on the Kenny Anthony. Remember, he threw his hand up in the air and he said something happened.
Something happened to it, but that's what I told you.
Yeah.
You see, we in an era where the business, the way Kenny Anthony and Philip J. Pierre could negotiate with other countries, negotiate with other people, they do not have the touch of the today Alan Shasme. You understand? So, for example, let me give you a clear example. When Kenny Anthony stated that the economy has crashed on him, he cannot borrow any money anymore, we moved him there just for 5 years.
Yeah.
And watch how Alan Shastley turned around the economies and brought in investors and things just started moving. So that is why I always tell people, you have to watch the times we're living in. When Alan Shastley came about in his first couple of years into COVID, at the same time Donald Trump was there. And those times was great times. Money was flowing because I always said those guys know how to negotiate. Those guys know how to do business. I don't to mix up Donald Trump right now and Shastley. That is a different situation.
That's
right. What I was telling you in the time when Alan Shastley was prime minister, we had a Donald Trump in the White House, and those times it was prosperous times until COVID came about.
I was just going to say that because COVID, if wasn't for the COVID crisis, friends, I believe St. Lucia would have been the Mecca of the Caribbean.
What?
St. Lucia would have been the beacon in the region.
But that is what Alan Shastley, because you see why I love Alan Shastley, my brother. I'm 28 years old.
What?
I grew up under Kenny Anthony.
So
for
you're a youth,
15
man?
years I grew up under Kenny Anthony. Yes. I went to university at the Star. I worked with Rick. I was working at the Star with Rick Wayne for many years in journalism.
Man, you're gonna take over from Rick. You're gonna take over from Rick very soon.
When the time is right.
When the time is right, yes. I love that.
I used to go and read. I used to read a lot. I read lapses and in shit. I just forget the last word, but it's a book Rick Wayne wrote based on the history of each and every politician that came about in his time. It's just the only prime minister he doesn't have in that book is Alan Shastley. So what I was telling you, my brother, what Alan Shastley tried to do was make St. Lucia the hub of the Caribbean when it comes to business, when it comes to technology, when it comes to creation and innovation, because you have to realize that our country is in a strategic place. That is why we have the oil refining, the oil storage down there. When it was back in the days, it was Hess. Now it's Buckeye now. It's a French company that owns it now.
And you know how much that Hess?
No, it's no longer Hess. Hess sold that oil storage at $800 million for Buckeye. That's close to $1 billion. That's close to $1 billion, brother. In US. So that's to show you the value of the country. And you know, in the history says it that when Sir John Compton negotiated that deal, we was also supposed to have the oil refinery, but the SLP again fight it down. So they moved the oil refinery closer to the US and one of those Caribbean islands. I don't know if it's Tortola, one of those Caribbean islands in those times. So what Alan Shaftney wanted to do, because since, like, for example, we're competing in the Caribbean in bigger economies, for example, Barbados, for example, Trinidad, Jamaica, those guys have natural resources. Already, Barbados is already hosting the American embassy, so automatically they will be getting economic life for people that want to go look for the American visa, American officials and all that, and British officials. So when we're looking at the atmosphere, we're seeing that, hey, what we have to do is boost up our Ojo labs, make people come and invest. If the land do not have any value, in other words, the land was just sitting there with no value, I list the land for $1 acre for multi-billion-dollar investment, then we bring in value to not just to the land, but to the entire economy and to the entire country. Then we can attract other people to make St. Lucia the hub, because we're already the headquarters for the OECS. In terms of, that's why we have that big bang there,
Let me add to you, we had the perfect opportunity, caller, to develop View Fort like we have never seen before. The home port in View Fort would have been would have created tremendous activity in that area, especially the development of the airport and the new hospital. View Fort would have been on their way to just being the as far as I'm concerned, the capital of St. Lucia, the new frontier.
But you see, the thing is, brother, I love what you're saying there, because that is the same thing I'm trying to tell you. The land down in Beaufort, where the old butchering facility was, the land had no value. Nothing wasn't happening there. And there we was coming to open Beaufort, because certain things people doesn't recognize in the economy. You have to look at the socio effects of the economy.
That's right.
The amount of people that live in Beaufort, Labrie, Meekwood, Dennery Valley, to come up Castries to look for work. What about the people in Castries looking for work in Castries?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So now who have to be competing with people from Beaufort and all over the island. Whereas when Alan Shaftney would have just opened Beaufort, people in Beaufort would have just stayed in Beaufort. I myself would have probably looked for property in Beaufort, because things were so buzzing with the hotels and people could just leave the cruise ship and just jump on the airplane. We're the only place that have that in the entire Caribbean. Right there, you have a home port. You have a 2 minutes drive.
Listen to me. View Fort would have been something to behold. You're talking about Little Miami. View Fort would have been the talk of the Caribbean, because of the landscape, because of the waterfront areas. I mean, you have the perfect. I don't know who have bewitched our people in View Fort, that they keep hiring the same politician who did absolutely nothing for them when it comes to development. There's an old airport called the what do you call that airport? The Huronora International Airport. It is an old, lapidated, outdated.
That one. Oh, the one we're using.
The one we're using now.
And the man is in Dominica selling soil for Dominica Airport, I believe that's where he's going to go there, You see the irony?
Brother, I want you to make that make sense to me as an individual who reasoned for himself. A prime minister leaves his country, cancel the airport, an international airport, said it's too big. Go to another man's country to praise him.
That is what socialist does.
It confuses you then?
It
confuses you?
It doesn't confuse me. That is what any SLP or socialist would do. Now, let me just top it up with a little icing before I leave, brother.
Talk to me.
When you see, and I will speak on the strategic part of our island and the potential it has.
Yes.
The British and the French fought 14 wars for our country. And when you mean 14 wars, remember, each war is basically 100,000 troops on each side,
Mercy.
So you need slaves to feed those troops. You need the ships to bring the troops there from Martinique or from Barbados, because Barbados was English, Martinique was French. St. Lucia in between. And it is St. Lucia in between to the north from Jamaica. And it is St. Lucia in between from way to the south from Trinidad, Guyana. It was a stopping point for all trade routes coming from South America to the Panama, to North America. That is how strategic our island is. That is why, because I have family down in the Calisac Basin there. And we all normally when I was younger, we used to go and catch crab by the Labushi, close to the oil storage.
Right.
So the vans normally used to be passing because they had the fence. So sometimes we used to jump the fence because we have to run across to go on the other side of the river. So now you know it, those guys hold you. So one day we asked those guys, but why is there you all came and build that? Because he told us St. Lucia is so strategic. I tell him, but what country's oil does be coming and store from St. Lucia? He tell me from all the way from Saudi Arabia and Russia. Big vessels coming in and drop oil there. And other vessels, when they come and drop it from Saudi Arabia, other vessels come in and come in and pick it up to bring it to North America. So that is what Alan Shastney saw. That is why I going back now to the Orange March and I see Dominic Fede has started it. I just want to tell the people of United Workers Party, we just need to just tell everybody in the communities if they can just start with a small vigilance as you are pastor. Everybody just come out in the candles, whether it's 1, 2 or 3 of them. In each community they always have a spot where everybody just come and cool
That's
out.
Right.
You just come and sit down under the mango tree. Start praying with certain people, but you have the yellow shirt on you. And that is how we're supposed to start that march. And when we start that orange march, it's not just an orange march, it's an orange revolution, my brother. We cannot stop. We have to be on the streets every day. We have to sacrifice 2 weeks instead of sacrificing a whole 10 years in decline. My brother, we're over $3 billion in debt just in 3 years under the St. Lucia Labour Party. That's $3 billion US. Wow. And that will be over 40 years for we to overpay. They sold our ports for 40 years.
Such a shame.
They stop all road projects for another 40 years. They stop the Gulfin importing in Beaufort for another 40 years.
Yeah.
What the gas prices are high, everything is high. What else we are waiting for?
Yeah, this is it.
I'm not calling for a violent revolution, I'm not calling for violent protest.
Start with the
because
yellow.
we do not have money to
start with the
back.
orange. Start with the orange march. Start with that, all right?
Orange march.
The orange march. But we have another call coming in. Thank you so much for being here with us.
No problem.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to take this other call. That was our Caribbean American News Media Platform. Calling you on the air. Calling you on the air. Good night. Good evening. You're on the air, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, that's Gabriel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just calling. I'm listening first time listening to the program, and I'm enjoying it. You were talking about the Viewfort development.
Yeah.
And to me, it was a very good idea. The development with Chihuahua King and so on, and that was visionary, wasn't it?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I think this is quite visionary because that was a very good project to me.
For you, but it was a private project, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, but I'm saying that wasn't it the DSH wasn't it a government project? Wasn't supposed to be part of government?
No, I don't think so. That's not what I heard.
Oh.
It was a private investor.
Okay. So just about. Okay, yes, I know. It was a private investor. What I'm saying is, government, right, to implement the project.
I believe they are the ones who facilitated it.
That's right. So I'm saying this to me it was a very good project. It would have been a very good project. Wouldn't it be?
Okay. If you say so, yes.
No. Oh, okay. But I was just wondering who was negotiating with the developer?
Who was negotiating with the developer?
Yeah, to implement the project. Who was negotiating with the developer to facilitate the project?
I wasn't there. I don't know, sir.
No, but I mean,
Talk
you
to
know
me.
so much about St. Lucia, and this you don't know? This you don't know?
Caller,
That's
if you came here to educate me and to inform me, I appreciate it. But go ahead, I'm listening to you.
No. I am asking you because you're the one disseminating information. So I'm asking you based on what you were saying, and I'm gathering and I'm asking questions.
So so you called me and you said it was a good project and you like it.
Yeah, according to what you were saying, it was a very good project, right? So I'm asking,
when did I say that?
Negotiating the project.
When did we speak of the DSH project tonight? Did we speak of that?
The development, but that was part of the development you're talking about in Viewport, wasn't it?
Caller, make your point so that at least you can educate me. I don't want you to make me, if this is a word, I don't want you to make me stupider if that's a word. Inform me, educate me. Go ahead.
I'm not educating, I'm only asking questions.
No, I think you're trying to trap me. I read you. You're trying to pull me into a bouillon. A pork bouillon, but I don't eat pork.
So you understand then?
Mama et cochon, so go ahead.
Because according to what you were saying, that Alan Shaftney was a visionary and everything was okay, whatever. But who started negotiating? Who started trying to facilitate the project? Long before him, he knew nothing about it.
Caller, I have two brain cells. Caller, I have two brain cells operating tonight. Don't blow all of them. Leave one for me. All right? So let's move on from the DSH. Let's talk about the overall development. Okay, let's talk about Viewport as your caller. What did Kenny Anthony do for Viewport?
How do you do for Viewport?
I'm asking your question.
How do you do for Viewport? Is Viewport sinking?
If it's sinking? Marco question, sir. So, parlez bon.
No, but you see,
what have Kenny Anthony done for Viewport and the Labour Party?
What? So what is wrong with Viewport?
So you see nothing wrong with Viewport?
No, but it's just as any part of St. Lucia. Viewport is just as any part of St. Lucia.
Let me ask you this question. Are you happy with where Viewport, with the development in Viewport at this time?
I'm not happy with any part of St. Lucia.
Brother, I am speaking about, if this was a university, I'd throw you straight out of the university. I wouldn't even allow you to pass by the front door. So I'm asking you again, are you comfortable with the condition of Viewport at this time?
Well, that's what I'm saying. No one is perfect. No one is perfect.
Namado, if everywhere is perfect, Namado, let me not mash up my little patois, but let me ask you again, caller. Viewport, are you comfortable with the development in Viewport?
But come on. Viewport has been improving just as every other part of St. Lucia. Some parts like the north and whatever, because there's more concentration. Okay. Let's compare Viewport with Denry.
Are you comfortable with the development in Viewport?
But I'm not comfortable with anywhere.
About everywhere, caller. About Viewport. Thank you.
So why do you want to single out Viewport? You want to part of St. Lucia.
You talk about DSH. You talk about DSH. Who sent you for me? Who sent you for me? Who?
So now you want to tell me? So now you want to tell me then?
No.
You tell me. So then tell me, because Kenny Anthony was the Prime Minister of Viewport. You're not satisfied with what he did. That's what you're trying to tell me, right?
I try to tell you again, are you happy, comfortable with the development of Viewport? What point question, yes, sir? Moi happy at your brain cell. Thanks for calling.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Lot Cote, caller 929-586-1821. The lines are open. 929-586-1821. You lose one of my brain cells, and I have one holding on. Please, nobody else call to have me to lose it, all right? But caller, thank you for calling. Appreciate the merry-go-round, you know. Mahav, I don't know what just happened there.
This short fella.
I don't know if he shot at all, but maybe you sent him.
This guy is falling.
Yeah.
I know this short fella. This guy is falling.
Okay.
I know this.
All right,
this
so
short fella.
okay, brother, stop now, man. Time to stop. Let's take a break. We'll be right back, folks. When we get back, we're going to continue taking your calls at 929-586-1821. Folks, I'm just having fun, you know.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
All right, so we're back. 929-586-1821. That is the number that will get you live on the air. Now we have a call here that someone is trying to get on to us. We're going to take that call. They're trying the other numbers, but we're going to hook them up. They were calling the other number, so let me just... Okay, here it is now. Calling you on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Not bad at all, you know, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Came across your show by luck and chance. I was just driving, listening to you.
Oh, you were just driving? Thank you so much, sir.
I was just driving, looking for something to listen to when you popped up.
Thank you. I'm happy that I am a pop-upper. Go ahead, caller.
Listen, this, I tuned in when you had this young lady speaking about the minimum wage in St. Lucia, $6.50, etc. I wasn't aware that the minimum wage was $6.50. I wouldn't. But the last time I've been to St. Lucia, I must say, she didn't lie when you say things in St. Lucia is getting really hard. I'm not saying it is hard.
It is, right?
The price of food in St. Lucia is expensive. I don't know how people can survive with the price of food.
Yep.
You know?
That is so true.
And even I've heard that diabetic medication in St. Lucia is supposed to be free.
Supposed to be free?
Correct. I heard that it's supposed to be free at the health centers or the hospital, diabetic medication. But even I have relatives of mine who are diabetics and can't even get medication. Every time they go to the clinic or the hospital, they never have. But they never have to give for free, but they always have to sell you. Does that make any sense?
No, not at all. Not at all.
It doesn't, you know. And I heard the caller speaking about the development that was supposed to go on in St. Lucia down in Vieux-Fort. You know, I saw the plans, not the plans, the drawing, and how it was supposed to look. I heard about it. And I know many of the UWP ministers, well, especially the most senior ones, I know a lot of them. And I must say that plan was a great idea for the people of the South. And I just find it hard to believe that solutions are so blindsided, you know, to open their eyes. And I mean, you know, your dad was saying that you can't change people unless they want to be changed.
True.
You can't make people see anything different, you know. It's like people are comfortable how they live in, but still complaining about how they live in. And when you try to make something better, they still complain about it. You know? I find that like you said, like the previous callers, well, not that one, the one before him was saying, the Uranora Airport, the Uranora International Airport is a dump. That airport is outdated.
Yeah, it's an embarrassment.
It is. Look at Dominica. Is really trying. Dominica of all places already trying to build a A-class airport.
Well, our
And
Prime
Antigua
Minister went
recently
over there to
built
help
theirs.
them do the groundbreaking for the new airport.
What a shame. What a shame. You know, you cannot even do hours, but you're actually going up there and praise somebody else. What an embarrassment. The Lucia has always been a stopping point, a gateway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Has always tried to be that. Barbados now, everything is going over to Barbados, which is further out in the east. You know? And like the other caller was saying for St. Lucia has always been on that strategic point.
Yep.
You know, a lot of vessels used to stop in St. Lucia. The stopping point was St. Lucia.
Yep. That's
they
so
had
true.
air to stop in St. Lucia for refueling before, you know, and all that has stopped. Completely stopped.
And by the way, we had we had already identified the funding for the Viewfort Airport. All the plans were already in place. As a matter of fact, they started the piling and the SLP came in and stopped the airport. They said it was too big. They never saw airport with 2 stories. And so they went over to Dominica to help them with the groundbreaking ceremony for their 2-story international airport.
What do you mean they never saw airport with 2 stories? Antigua have a 2-story airport.
JFK too. As a matter of fact, more than 2.
Oh, we're not even talking about JFK. We're talking about the Caribbean, the OECS Caribbean countries. Antigua have a 2-story airport. St. Vincent recently opened there. They closed the airport.
E.T.
Joshua into Argyle. Yeah. Antigua moved from the old one to the new one because I know I've been to every single island in the Caribbean.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to be in the airline industry in the Caribbean. So I can tell you, you know, and I can't see why we need to the politicians in St. Lucia need to stop playing this kind of back and forth game. If this party starts something, when that party come in, they stop it, and that party come in, they stop. This needs to stop because at the end of the day, we the people are the ones suffering, you know. And the people need to understand that. You see something good going on, let it go on. No, that one, because it's not my party, I'm not going to support nothing good. But then you forget about your children, grandchildren that are going to come, that are going to suffer in the longer end. You know, I had a conversation with Shastni a couple of years ago. He was going to Guyana it was some Caribbean something meeting. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I was on a flight going to Guyana. And we sat, and I know him very well, Mr. Shastni, and we sat in the front of the plane, at the front, and we just spoke for the 2-hour flight down to Guyana. And I said to him, Mr. Shastni, you know, St. Lucia population is more than Antigua's population, you know, and Antigua has a program where everybody who works in the country, it's mandatory. You have to pay something called medical benefits, educational levy. It's mandatory. You have to pay that. You know, whether you have kids or not, you have to pay medical benefits. I was based in Antigua and I was paying like $50 off my salary. Every 2 weeks I was coming off my salary. Even if I have no kids there, I have to pay it. Wow. And that goes towards the funding for children for school. That used to cover the school meals, school books. You know, and you know in St. Lucia how I don't know for you, but you know in St. Lucia, you know, back growing up, you know, back in the day, you know, your parents struggling to buy school books for you because you have like 2, 4, 5, 3, 4 of us.
That's right.
They'll be handing down books to each other, and you have to be looking for books to borrow. Nowadays, every they change the books. Every 2 years they change the books. You know, you can't hand on books anymore. Books are so expensive.
But Colin, while he's talking about books, did you not like the idea for education that the United Workers' Party had put in place? That is the device that comes with all the books, so you do not have to be running around looking for books. You have those books there on those devices. I think that was brilliant. That was a brilliant idea. You know. By the way, we still have families, children, mothers, families who have not secured all the books for their children. We're getting into December, and these families cannot afford to buy those books.
I'll be honest with you. I did not hear about that part because I've not been living back home for quite a few years, but then I go back and forth home, and I keep in touch with everything that goes. I listen to all of the programs from back home. I listen to all of the TV show programs also, and all this little caller thing. I think maybe that's how you came up on my feed tonight.
Oh, okay, good. But I'm happy that I came up on the feed caller.
Right. But before you go, one more thing. You saw this video that was going viral about this tourist who came off a cruise ship, and he was saying that every island you go to in the islands, come to Lucia, Jamaica, Dominica, wherever, the duty-free places, they all sell the same things, and they all very expensive. I don't know if you saw that clip.
Yes, I did. I did. I had a look at it, Chad.
What's your take on that?
Boy, he's on to something. I think based on what I heard from the United Workers' Party at the time, that's why they started the whole community tourism or village tourism idea, and empowering the vendors, the local community people, to be creative in having little souvenirs that are rare, that a tourist cannot go in the JFK airport and buy, or they would not be able to. They're not accustomed of seeing those things. What the guy is actually saying is that in our country we have those things and they're cheap. Why would we come down to the Caribbean to buy the same cheap thing that we can get in our country?
Exactly my point. I don't know, and he was onto something for, and I've seen that, and I've been thinking about this for quite some time. I just saw the video, I was like, wow.
Yeah. But in St. Vincent, it's kind of different. In St. Vincent, you have a lot of the local people who make their little stuff from coconut shells. They draw the island, they cut out the island, carve out the island from the coconut shell, and they paint it with the national flags, and they do a lot of creative stuff.
Let me tell you, right? When you travel to Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, you travel to all these other countries, and these people are creative.
Very creative, yes.
Oh my God, Haiti. Haitians are very creative people, and you see these people do things, and you say, "Wow, I wish my people in my country could have do that too."
Yeah, but everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do what each other. You just go and you buy wholesale.
Even that, the youth of the day don't want to do. Some of them don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, Carl, appreciate you.
But thank you very much.
Thank you for coming across our broadcast.
To you.
Yes, and I will try to reach out to you.
More thing,
go ahead.
Why I'm still trying to figure out why is it that our passport has gone from 10 years to 5 years, and I just still can't get that off my mind.
Okay. Well,
no one can give me an answer.
Nobody, we can't. Yeah. Only the Labour Party. Anyway, caller, thank you. Thank you. Call you on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Good evening, Garfield.
Yes,
and welcome back.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good to be back.
Good evening to all your viewers and listeners. Garfield, the gentleman and very articulate young gentleman who called and said that he was working with Rick Wayne, but he spoke a lot about the Orange Match.
Yeah.
Garfield, what gets me and what I want to point out, and by the way, I need to stick that in there, that your intro about our people, we need to focus on what is important. What is important is that healthcare is a mess. What is important is that gas prices are high. What is important is that in the supermarkets we cannot properly feed ourselves, because people, it's not only rich people and middle class people that have diabetes and have depression, all these things that need to eat properly. The majority of poor people, which is the larger part of our population, cannot afford to eat properly because they cannot buy the foods that they need to eat. We need to focus on
the cost of living in this country. We need to focus on the unemployment. We need to focus on the economic crisis and the pain that we're going through, the housing, and how we cannot see a future for our young people. We the older ones, need to stop and think about that. Now, when we think about those things, who is causing that on us? Excuse me. It is the St. Lucia Labour Party. It is the St. Lucia Labour Party that is doing that to us. So all our little petty things in who we like, who we don't like, who we would prefer, who we would not prefer in the United Workers' Party matters not. All that should matter is if you believe that the United Workers' Party is better to lead this country, that under the United Workers' Party, St. Lucia prospers. It is peaceful. The crime is always there, but my God, crime is unprecedented heights now. And there is absolutely no solution. There is no talking. Nobody's saying anything. If we believe that under the United Workers' Party, it is better. If we believe that, we truly believe that, and if we believe that at this time, only one man, one leader, Alan Chastney, can bring us there because we saw what he did in the little 3 years that he had a chance, and what he did with the 2 years that he had COVID beating him down, how he held this country. If we compare him and his performance is what we have now, and we believe that, we will stay focused.
That's right.
We will do everything in our power. We will come out there. We will wear orange, whether in our hair, around our neck, on our wrist, around our waist. We will probably wear clothing tack with orange ribbons everywhere and find ourselves, whether it's pocket of matches, whether it is big match, whatever it is, to let this government know that we are suffering. What we need to understand, by remaining silent, by fighting among ourselves, by not saying anything and saying we're going to wait until elections, many people will be dead, and unfortunately, death and sickness has no kind of discrimination. It takes any kind of household, just like crime. Okay? So if we're going to wait, what state are we going to be? And this country is going to be by the time we get to elections. We are hearing everything. The United Workers' Party is out every day, every time, on the air with your program, this program, that program, informing. St. Lucia may not be, the majority may not be educated, but they are intelligent, because intelligence was there before books. We need to bind our ways together. We need to stand up together. We need to be patriotic. We need to close our eyes to color and decide that this is our country and we need to secure it for our children, for our future, and for those of us who are aging to be able to die in peace. So we need to all come out there and stand with Alan Chastney. He doesn't want you to come and join the United Workers' Party. He doesn't want you to say you're flawed. He just wants you to be patriotic and say that you are actually feeling those things. If you don't feel it, if you think everything, like you asked the I don't know what it was that called you there earlier with the crazy nonsense. I think he was just there trying to mess up your show. And you ask him, if nothing is wrong in this country and everybody think it's okay, continue to be quiet. But I say to you people, if you do not stand up, nothing happens. Martin Luther King and his group had to stand up. Rosa Parks and her group had to stand up. Every time there is change, people had to come together. They had to stand. There was always a leader. Okay? Rosa became a leader. Martin Luther became a leader. This other guy was doing the black whatever it is that came out when they had this black man. They had a leader. Alan Chastney is telling you, as a patriotic, as a St. Lucian, I'm prepared to lead you. Let us go and stand for St. Lucia. So I'm saying to everybody, if this matters, you don't need anybody to tell you to wear orange, anybody to tell you to protest. If you're feeling it, if you want better, if you want to see your country move forward, get up, stand up, and wear your orange to tell this government enough is enough. You need to pick up and pack out. Thank you, Daffo. Good evening to everybody.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Fletcher. Thank you so much for calling the show. Again, the number to call is 929-586-1821. We have a call that was trying to come through. I'm going to see if I can get it up. I am doing a video call. I don't need to do a video call. This person was trying to get us, so I'm going to bring it over from the other number to this one. Hey, Caribbean American News Media Platform, calling you on the air.
Hello, Master Garfield.
Yes, sir. Dr. Jimmy, we had some issues there where your call was on the other line, and then when you finally got it over here, there was another call on the air, but I finally was able to connect you. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Thank you for calling me back.
Yes.
Good evening to your listeners.
Yes, evening to you.
Master Garfield, sometimes I find it hilarious when some people try to make fun of try to be too smart. Like one of your previous callers who was trying to draw you into making certain statements.
Try to set me up.
And thought that he was making fun of you.
Yeah.
But actually he was making fun of yourself, of himself.
That's right.
And making fun of the people of Vieux-Fort and the South, and by extension the people of St. Lucia. Because the opportunities that the people of the South has lost by the Labour Party coming into government and stopping the construction of the purpose-built, brand new climate resilient hospital in Vieux-Fort, which would have cost about $100 million to get it running, operational, within a year. So, which means by now, that hospital would have been operating for 2 years now. The people would have been out of the stadium. There would be none of these unnecessary deaths and lack of beds and equipment and leakages that we're experiencing at the stadium. The staff, including nurses and doctors, would be in much better working conditions.
Yeah.
So the morale would have been higher. And we would not have had to spend an additional $265 million, which is being spent on this old building. And it's going to be more than 4 years before we know when we're going to move into it. So that's what he was laughing at. He was laughing at the loss of the people of Vieux-Fort for having cruise ports, for home porting. He was laughing at the demise of Ojo Labs and Intel BPO, which were employing over almost 2,000 young people with good paying jobs in Vieux-Fort.
Wow.
And the businesses were suffering as a consequence. He was laughing at the loss we have. Where's our international airport project? That's what he was laughing at. Yeah. Rather than us getting our Prime Minister going down to Vieux-Fort to open our airport right now, he's going to Dominica. To Salton and to take a trowel and complete some plastering in the saltering ceremony for the new airport in Dominica. So he was trying to goad you into making some statement. And of course, we've lost the international race course. We have lost the pull of the Caribbean. And to answer his question, if he's still listening, governments negotiate with private investors, whether they be local or foreign, to develop certain projects. And it's not unusual. But I suppose he wanted to make some inference about maybe GPH, where the government has given away over $1 billion in project in income revenue for $140 million of investment. And do you know that since April GPH has been collecting monies, our fees, $6.50 US per head for every cruise ship passenger. Yet still, they have not invested $1 in infrastructure development.
And let me ask you, Jimmy, as you said that, what have they done to the wharf in Viewfort after the hurricane?
But they've condemned the wharf in Viewport.
Condemned?
You mean the one in Soufrière?
Soufrière, sorry.
You mean the one in Soufrière?
Soufrière, yes.
No, all that happened, all 4 jetties in Soufrière were damaged.
Mm-hmm.
All four of these jetties were used, and I can speak personally about this, because at the time I was the executive director of the Soufrière Foundation, and it was under my management that all of the jetties were repaired in Soufrière and put into operation, including the one with the Fisheries Association or the Fisheries Cooperative, where we had a joint arrangement and a fee sharing arrangement. Now, the Fisheries Cooperative is very reluctant to re-engage in or to re-sign this arrangement with the Soufrière Foundation. The main jetty in Soufrière is out of commission, the larger jetty. The jetty that we call the Boardwalk jetty, which is opposite the police station, 2/3 of that jetty was washed away by Hurricane Beryl. And only one part of it remains, and they're still using it, and this thing might not even be structurally sound. And the fourth jetty, which is at Hummingbird Beach, where the Soufrière Beach Park is, that one, there was some superficial repairs done to it, and it's been utilized. But again, nobody knows what GPH's responsibility is in terms of the jetties in Soufrière and the port of Soufrière. Remember, it's a secret deal. So when there are people who call and try to make fun, try to poke issues when they are ignoring the plight of the people of St. Lucia, people who can't afford to put a meal on their tables this evening, a proper meal, a nutritious meal for their families, people who can't afford to send their kids to school, right? People who can't afford to go and see the doctor because they're scared they can't afford it, or they're scared to death of going to the hospitals because they think they will die because of the poor treatment there. And I'm not the one saying that. That's what Dr. Merle Clark, the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, said. Is he laughing at all the health centers which are now closed in St. Lucia? That the people of Castries City are unable to get proper care, that they have to travel so far? Is that what he's trying to make fun of you for? It is unimaginable that some people can be so, I use the word ignorant in a very positive way, that he doesn't know. But these are some people trying to be smart, but not being clever. I think Bob Marley used that expression.
Jimmy, if he was trying to be smart, he would not be saying doing what he was doing. Smart people don't do those things. So I mean, he made an attempt to pappy show the program, but I think he's pappy showing Mr. Kenny Anthony and his government.
Absolutely. But then again, he's following his leader. It is the Prime Minister who went to Dominica and looked for a bell. I rang the bell and said, there was going to be an election soon in St. Lucia. And he said, he kind of intimated that, the UWP hacks are going to be on social media brewing up a storm over this, right?
Yeah.
But, sometimes, you remember when we were kids, I don't know if you experienced that. I can remember kids at school during my time in the early 70s, they would draw a line in the dirt, and ask the other kids to step on it. They would say, check. And if you step on it, then a fight would break out, right? So, all I'm doing is calling on Mr. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre that, as they say in patois, si c'est nom, d'une sonne cloche là, c'est ici. Pas sonner Dominique.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell in St. Lucia. Because I think many St. Lucians are just waiting for him to ring the bell. But it's a crying shame, and that's what I felt, but I just wanted to speak, because it really upset me to hear some people laugh and try to poke fun at the sufferings of their fellow St. Lucians right now in St. Lucia.
Because that's not a joke.
You know?
Yeah. That's not a joke,
And,
Jimmy.
yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke what's happening in St. Lucia. The Prime Minister does the same, talking about he's not a doctor and he's not a police officer, and endorsing the Minister of Health. How could you endorse a Minister of Health where his job, an assessment is done by a doctor, you know? Dr. Noel Clark is not an ordinary doctor. The fact that she was elected to be the leader of the doctors and dentists in St. Lucia is significant. The fact that she is the only nephrologist, and a nephrologist is a doctor who specializes in kidney issues. She's the first one and the only indigenous one in St. Lucia. Is significant. The fact that she left that hospital means we do not have a nephrologist resident at OKEU Hospital. So now, there are so many people in St. Lucia who are suffering from kidney conditions, right? I mean, there is a long waiting list for people to get in to do dialysis. So that all has to do with kidneys.
Right.
The fact that she has now left the hospital means that many St. Lucians may have to now go and pay $300 a visit that they don't have. That they don't have. To go and see that same doctor, they could have gone to pay a tikakada at the public hospital.
Well,
So
the Prime Minister told us nurses and doctors leave every day. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing new. So it's not a problem.
Yeah, people die every day, but then again, people don't have to die sometimes if they had received the proper treatment. Nurses and doctors don't have to leave if they were given the proper conditions to work.
That's right.
And therefore, who are the people responsible to provide the proper conditions for them to work? The government.
Yes.
And directly under the purview of the Minister of Health. So if the Prime Minister, who ultimately is responsible for the affairs of St. Lucia, ultimately responsible for all the ministers of government, when a department fails, he is the one responsible. He has failed.
That's right.
And many of the people who are dying as a result of his poor management of St. Lucia's affairs.
Yes, yes.
So, I won't take up much more time. I know you have other callers to call. But I think solutions, those of us who are listening right now, we're coming to the end of the year. And this will be almost 3.5 years since this government's been in office. And I know everybody has had sufficient time to evaluate this government. There is nothing that this government has done for the good of the people of St. Lucia. All they have done is to cherry pick, to pick and choose which group of people they're going to give little gifts to, little trinkets, make them feel good. So universal health care just for a few people. And even those few people, they give you a card. It's like somebody gives you a credit card or a gift package, like a box, a present. And you take off the wrapping and you open the box and you find another box. You take off the wrapping, you open the box, you find a smaller box. Until you get all the way to the bottom, you get a tiny box in there and there's nothing in it. That is the universal health care that the government will offer the people of St. Lucia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was our friend Jimmy there. Thank you so much for calling. We're going to take one more call. There was a call that was coming through. I think I will try to get this one in. Again, the number to call is 929-586-1821. We just got our number back up and running, but we have a call that came in earlier, but we could not have accepted that call. Caller, you're on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Good night, Gaffer.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir. How are you?
Good, good, good. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. You know, I am blessed beyond measure. What's on your mind?
Couple of questions for you.
Okay, listening.
How would you compare these two prime ministers, the former prime minister and this current prime minister, based on the policies and the work that they have undertaken in St. Lucia?
How would I compare them?
Yeah, with the works that they have done. The previous spent at least 5.5 years, almost 6 years into office. And this current prime minister.
Let's just get this fixed. You said the previous government spent 5.5, almost 6 years in government.
Yes.
Why was that? Why was that?
That was proven. I don't know.
I'm asking why. Were you in St. Lucia during COVID?
I am still in St. Lucia. I've always been in St. Lucia.
Good. So my question to you, seeing that you were there, did you live through COVID? You said you were in St. Lucia all the time. If you did live through COVID, then you would discover that year was not a normal year. We were burying hundreds of our St. Lucian people because of a worldwide plague. Do you remember that? No. Hold. You asked me a question. You said first of all that the previous administration spent 5.5 years, almost 6 years. My question to you was why? I explained to you.
Since you have affiliation with the former prime minister, the past prime minister, I think you would be the best person to answer that question and tell us why.
Okay, so I just told you why, but I'm going to tell you again. And I asked you the question. I asked you, were you there during COVID? You said yes. So the answer is,
of course.
The answer is COVID.
Okay, well, since it's a partial answer, because
I didn't give you a partial answer, caller. I gave you a full answer, but you maybe have other ideas.
Okay, so then allow me to put my part in there. Right
Go
now.
ahead, sir.
St. Lucia wasn't the only country affected by COVID,
and
there was other elections, normal elections taking place in other countries.
And the other countries are not St. Lucia, sir.
Exactly my point. So there's no reason why St. Lucia had to lengthen their time on elections and all of that, claiming COVID was the problem, because St. Lucia wasn't the only place with COVID.
So what's your problem? What's your concern with that, sir?
Okay.
What's your concern with it?
Yeah, you have a show, and I'm calling up to make my point, and I'm asking questions. We're asking questions. So
I'm asking you, what is your concern about the last elections being called when the government deemed it was safe to call it?
Yes.
What was the concern?
My concern is that it's a tale of two prime ministers. So when you want to compare, when we try to compare this current prime minister, this current administration with the past.
Talk to me. What do you think of Mr. Pear now and his administration?
Well, I'm not thinking of him and his administration at this present time. I'm leaving that to the experts to determine that. And the experts recently conducted their survey, their audit and everything.
Who are those experts?
The figures, the figures are there.
Who are the experts?
For everyone. The ECCB governor, the Eastern Caribbean governor.
And what did they say? What did they say about the GPH deal?
So, hold on. I'm listening to some of your previous callers and talking about the economy is bad and this and that and that. St. Lucia is in a place today that it has never been in as long as I can remember.
And we can agree with that, because the price at the gas pump, we have never seen it there before.
St. Lucia now Can you allow me to make my point, please? St. Lucia now has been in a better economic state than it has ever been before, especially taking over from the previous government, where his highest economic growth over 5 years, almost 6 years, was 3.5%.
But let me ask you a question. Hold. Let me ask you a question.
It is actually, hold on, allow me to finish my point, please.
I don't want you to just leave ideas.
Allow me to finish making the point. I'm not giving ideas. I'm giving factual. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts, and this is thing that is open to the entire world.
Mr. Caller, there's a lot of people with facts, and the facts is only in their pockets and their head. So I'm asking you.
No, this fact is not in his pocket. Because I can take it up. I can take it up to you. If you cannot get the information, I can get the information and the documents for you right now via Google, where it's there for the entire world to get, and then you can put it up on your screen.
So my friend, you're comparing the United Workers' Party administration fighting the COVID-19 crisis with Philip Japed now. You're trying to compare those two administrations. That's what you're trying to do?
I'm not even trying. There's actually no comparison when you were to think of it. Because even in the midst of COVID, COVID-19, some of the policies and some of the monies that were given to St. Lucia for the relief of COVID and everything, still there's any amount of mess in there. Monies that are yet to be recovered for vaccines, money all over the place. So we can get this. It is not back in the day where St. Lucians or people of the Caribbean were illiterate and did not have, compared to the former prime minister had to go over to the US to go and get information. We have that at the touch of a button right now.
Hold on, let me just clarify. Let me just get some clarity from you. So you are comparing the United Workers' Party led by Mr. Alan Chasney's administration. You're comparing it in a time of crisis, a country virtually shut down on its knees, no income but expenditure, and you are comparing that administration with an administration that has no crisis really, except for a healthcare crisis that they create, and a food price crisis that they create, and a GPH deal that they create, and bad roads that they create, and an airport that is crumbling that they create. You are comparing the Alan Chassie administration with an administration that is creating a whole set of crisis all by themselves. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. With some difficulties in the program. So you can see. Hold on a second. You can see how I sit quiet and peaceful and allow you to make your point.
Caller, I'm waiting for you.
You realize that, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm speaking to you. Yeah, you can see how attentive that I remain and allow you to make your point.
Well, you're in my university. So, I'm the teacher.
I'm calling to ask questions, so I should be allowed to make my point. This is why you have a show, and this is why we call as well.
Go ahead, caller. I'm the teacher, but go ahead.
Exactly.
Remember, you're the student. Go ahead.
Couple questions. Sometimes, and as I'm rightly seeing, and many of us are seeing right now, the teacher looks very, very lost and needs to be taught at this moment.
Are you coming here to insult the teacher in his classroom, sir?
No, it looks like the teacher is suffering from lack of information.
Well,
that's all it looks like.
Well, listen to me. If you have the information, you go ahead and tell me, and I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yes. COVID, like I said, is not to be blamed entirely, because COVID wasn't something that St. Lucia inherited all on its own. COVID was worldwide.
I think you're losing your head by the world. Listen to me. COVID was all over the world. The whole world didn't know how to deal with COVID. And you have a developing state that has no resources, no medical care, have never dealt with such a pandemic before, and you're comparing it with the whole world, ain't it? That makes sense.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense, ain't it?
Okay. If you cannot handle the COVID, let me just make this other point. I'm gonna switch to somewhere else.
I love the COVID discussion because when your prime minister came in, over 400 individuals died. Because you guys told them that there was no COVID and they could have marched all over the place on the beach. Jack don't want me to bathe on the beach, ain't it?
As to where you get in your crazy numbers and have no evidence to substantiate, I do not know.
I have a lot of dead bodies in the cemetery in the country.
I do not know where you guys come up with these delusional statements.
What about you guys? There are families who are mourning the loss of their loved ones. There are families who have empty beds that was once occupied by individuals who are alive because you guys told them
Are we talking about the same ex-prime minister, the former prime minister, when asked and when informed that patients are on the floors of the hospital, can't get dialysis patients. He said that they were gonna die anyway. This is the person that we're talking about.
And what is happening now? Tell me. You explain to me what is happening now at our hospitals. No medication. Okay. Doctors are walking away.
I'm gonna explain to you. Allow me to explain. Can you allow me to explain without interruption to you?
I don't want to interrupt you because what you're saying there, you're trying to malminimize Seville, and I don't like that, sir.
Yeah, anything that does not apply to you and your ex-prime minister's philosophies are gonna malmanage your Seville. But that's the truth about it.
Now you're learning quickly in this class, sir.
Yes.
But go ahead, I'm listening.
This is what St. Lucia does not need. These biased persons in the country.
Oh, you need to go. You need to go and look at the other programs that are out there. Can I help you and all the other shows? You tell me how biased they are. You tell me.
No, these are actually factual programs, if we have to be honest.
Get out of here, man. I can't waste no more time with you. Factual, insulting all solutions, insulting women, exposing citizens' private documents.
Almost every policy, everything that is said there is being documented factually.
Don't switch on me like your electricity company.
Talking, and you have no facts about anything.
Caller, you know what?
People do not want to hear your voices anymore. People need to see the documented facts. This is what we need to see.
Caller,
we don't want to hear your voices.
I think you should call one of your regular shows so that you can peddle what you're saying there. But thank you for calling, though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but you can't handle the truth. That's what it is. So
Caller,
I understand.
Good night. I can't handle your truth. Your truth is crooked like hell.
No.
Caller, you on the air. Caribbean American News Media. Find another dumping ground. Caller, you on the air. Go ahead.
Amen. Bonsoir, Pastor Garfield.
I'm on the air, ma'am. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Pastor Garfield, I think this man is either on crack or he drank some good rum. Because, Pastor Garfield, if this man can tell me that this is the best he has seen St. Lucia, I'm hoping there is not a second person that can make that statement. Because let me tell this man, we have never ever, Labour, UWP, NOP, have never seen St. Lucia in this condition. Never ever. And we are not spring chickens. And this time around, this election, this Labour Party can never win this election again. Because the Labour Party supporters, the UWP supporters, the non-voters are going to vote this election. And number one is their health. Number two is the high cost of living and the lives of Philip Pierre of the 2.5 he said was for the levy was for health
and security.
And was also for security, and it was never for none of these two areas.
And both of those two areas are in a mess.
They have failed, and then to disrespect us. he went to Dominica ringing a bell, it's because he's taken us for a piece of garbage and we are going to fix him at the polls. You see how we fixed him, he answered in 206. We sent him crying and we sent him going and hiding salty bus for 6 months before he can come out. This time, we are sending Pierre in the wilderness, just like King Nebuchadnezzar. That's what we're going to do to him this time.
Mercy.
We will send his toilets going long for the people that are dying in that hospital, that are dying and no empathy from him and his supporters. And only a hack can tell somebody, a labor hack, that can tell someone that St. Lucia is in a better place today. Everybody, even Labour Party supporters, they are whispering to people. They have never seen it this way. They have never seen it this way, and they are just waiting. I have Labour Party supporters who have told me they cannot wait. And you know what they can wait for? To give him that put that ice pick inside of them. You know why? For their health to be on the ballot box. So when this guy is coming and speak there, coming to tell people that that's the best St. Lucia has ever been, I don't know where he is. I have no idea if he's on crack, if he has drunk enough bone tea, I don't know. But something is wrong with him.
Yeah.
And they can jump high, they can jump low. St. Lucians, this time, there is no COVID to malmanage our minds. So they cannot do what they did before. They cannot come with their flashing documents anymore. They cannot fool the people the way they fool them anymore. As long as the people are feeling it, we are not. People not just telling you this is happening. You are actually feeling it. So when you are feeling it, I don't have to explain to you about the groceries on the shelf because you are going to buy. So he cannot come there and tell people it's better in St. Lucia. So tell him go back with that. But we are not going to allow St. Lucia to sink. We are not going to allow St. Lucia to sink and have people like him to sing St. Lucia. We are taking them out.
Yes, thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I hope you got the message. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, he has to get the message because we have to ring it down the air. We have to ring it down in the air and let the message be told that we are not going to accept that kind of health care. We are not going to accept that we cannot walk the street. We are not going to accept that we cannot go out at night and go and have a little entertainment. We are not going to accept that high cost of living. We are not going to accept these high gas prices. We are not going to accept any of these things that they are doing to us today. And for Pierre to feel he can go to Dominica, ringing his bell, and what is it? Laji? And you feel, and you are so proud, and you are going to turn the sword for an airport, and our airport we have to be coming down. We have to be coming down an airplane, trembling coming down. Okay, some of us even have fell coming down an umbrella to walk. I mean, come on, guy. Let me tell you something, guy. You better start changing from tonight.
He done. He got who?
He got Nibutan. Because no Nibutone also where you sa where no mun pakuyo le munte tout munte pesa COVID mun patita sapute kwe sapu pa kwe tout munte batudi pa ku shala ofi ni.
One day he can create VA. Now, let me take this call. But caller, thank you so much for yes. Yeah. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Media Platform. Our last call. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Yes. Good night again.
Again, you're the caller that called a while ago?
No. Yes.
Okay, don't listen to your device. Yes. Don't listen to the device. You can just go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I wasn't allowed to make a couple points which I want to make.
Go ahead.
Yes. When we study and we turn around and we look at the policies that are that have been implemented in this country, there is a clear line of demarcation. Clear line of demarcation. A tale of two prime ministers. Everything the previous PM touched turned to naught. Demolished everything.
Let me ask you, if I was Mr. Shastner, I would demolish all them foolishness you all have going on in the country too. Let me ask you a question. Are you comfortable with the prices at the supermarket?
Yes.
Are you comfortable with the healthcare system?
Yes.
Are you comfortable with the GPH deal?
Yes, far more comfortable than the TOAking project.
Good night. Thank you. Bye. You're too comfortable for my part. Honestly, too comfortable. Because you see, and I'm going to close on this, because you see, this is my problem with these paid hacks, is that people are suffering. People are raising monies for healthcare, women with cancer, children who got shot in the mouth. Finally, a government minister stepped in. There are individuals, both male and female, and children who are raising funds in order to access life-saving medical intervention. And this guy is telling me that he is comfortable. He is comfortable with the healthcare system. Solutions, this is what you're up against. This is what you're up against. Caller, you're on the air. Last caller, you're on the air.
Brother God, thank you so much for taking my call. I want to tell this guy, I want to end your program on the best note possible that we can to show this guy the difference between the PA administration and the UWP administration. And I'm not going to stress too many things. I just want to tell this guy that I want to ask him a question. My question to him is, you ask him if he's comfortable with the prices and with this and with that and with the other. I want to ask him how much the Labour Party has paid him tonight to come and try to disrupt a program, as per usual, because it is their MO. However much they have paid him, Brother Garfield, does not change the fact that under the Alan Shastner administration, St. Lucia was at its best. When we were building roads, the Labour Party said people don't eat roads. When we were giving the school kids how you call it, the e-devices for their school books, they said, oh no, an empty laptop was the better deal. When we were building a state-of-the-art hospital, Pierre came back and went to spend $260-something to finish 8-year-old little boxes separate little boxes to call a hospital. But the huge state-of-the-art hospital, he could have spent $100 million US on to finish. He did not finish it. When we were building an airport, Philip J. Pierre came and stopped it and said he's making it smaller. He even destroyed the piling. When we were building, stadiums for the children for sports, they said the artificial grass called cancer. These days, they're eating the grass. Everything we did to bring St. Lucia forward, Philip J. Pierre has taken 125 steps to bring St. Lucia backwards. However, he has us at our knees with the prices that he's charging us. When he's collecting monies, he's making us, the people, poor. Tell this guy, we cannot wait for Philip J. Pierre to come and ring the bell in St. Lucia for us to show him we mean business at the polls. And to everybody on the show tonight, I ask you to wear orange. From now, wear a piece of orange in your hair, on your hand, on your car, an orange purse, anything. Just wear orange for me, please, to make a statement to this guy who called here tonight. Thank you, Brother Garfield.
Thank you, caller. And, you know, I'm going to ask Philip J. Pierre to ring the bell, not in Dominica. I mean, he has immunity there, so he rings it over there. Ring it over here in the country. But on a serious point, I heard a lot tonight from supporters of the Labour Party, and I appreciate their call in here. At least we got an idea how they think, and we know now that they're enjoying the high prices at the supermarkets. They're enjoying the beautiful health care, and they love the GPH deal. Everything is going fine for them. And if you, St. Lucians, support their idea of prosperity, if you, St. Lucians, I want you to just feel your pockets. Look into your bank account. Look into your grocery, your shelves, the place where you put your fan fuss, your diwi, your chicken sausages. I want you to go and just look and tell me, how do you feel? I want those of you who are sick, listening to these few callers from the Labour Party, I want you to look at your report from the hospital, from the doctor's office, your results, and tell me, are you good? Are you in a good place? I want you to look at the procedures that are needed. Are you in a good place? Are you still waiting at home for the doctor to call you at the hospital because they found a bed somewhere? When you go to the hospitals, are you on the floor, on the chair, or are you on a bed with sheets and supplies? Do you have easy access to the professionals, nurses and doctors? Or do you have to raise funds through barbecues? Do you have to run behind government ministers to beg them, please help me, help me? I want you to listen to these callers. And I want you to look at your situation, your unique situation, each individual. Are you better off? And if you can join with these callers and say, yes, you are better off, then you have nothing to worry about. But while you have nothing to worry about, like these callers, I want you to look at your neighbors. Maybe you are living in a plywood house and a neighbor is in a one-bedroom plywood with no toilet attached, barely making it, struggling to survive, to eat. Don't be selfish like these guys and say everything is good. Look at your neighbors. Are they good? If you are good. If the answer is no, I am starting a movement on Tuesday night on this platform. We are going to officially launch on this platform our support for an orange intervention. So I want you to look out for our promotions for this Tuesday's broadcast, where we're going to officially launch our orange campaign. These callers, their intentions were to disrupt this program, but instead they fired up the program. And so we're going to step it up on Tuesday. We're going to launch our Orange Movement. God bless you folks as we join together, as we look at our neighbors and our families, and as we look at the institutions that are there to protect us, the hospitals and the police and everything else. May we join together and help our neighbors. The Bible says that we should love our neighbors as ourselves. And not because it is not raining on your roof that it is not raining. Not because you have food in your fridge that the other person has food. Not because you can afford, the other person can afford. On Tuesday, God's willing, we are going to officially launch our support on this platform for the Orange Movement. And so, friends, get your orange ready. If you're in St. Lucia, Kupani Orange, reach out to one of the diaspora, whether it's the New York caucus, the Canadian caucus, the Texas caucus, wherever those caucuses are. Reach out to them and ask them to send you something orange. These caucuses are alive and well. Reach out to them. We're here to help. And ask the caucus to support your local branch. Maybe it's a branch in Castries, Vieux Fort, Dennery, constituency branch. Reach out to us and say to us, we need something orange. May God bless you folks as we care for ourselves and we look out for our neighbors. It was a pleasure being here with you. I'm your host, Garfield Oliver, and I endorse the Orange Movement. Let's get to work, folks. Blessings to you and the entire family.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.